and I have something to share with you that I have never shared with anybody. Hey, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Do you see this lady on the screen? If you wanted to be a ice skater, a figure skater like I did growing up, you know who this is if you're a millennial and older. Surya Bonaly. She is in the news right now because look, there's a controversy going on, okay? Because someone is getting the credit for something that she did. I remember watching her. Okay, I have shared with you that I wanted to be an ice skater. Besides being a singer, y'all know I like to sing. I wanted to be an ice skater, and I grew up watching Surya Bonaly. Yes, Ekaterina Gordieva, Oksana Bayu, okay, and a few pair skaters that I like. And there was really just one pair skater that I like. I think Gwendolyn and something Pazarat. She had the red hair. They were legendary on the ice. And Surya Bonaly, she stood out because she did something that nobody else did. And I remember seeing her do this. And what that is a backflip. Recently, a man did a backflip, a figure skater, and he's getting the credit for doing it. Now, look, you can go right online. Hold on for 1 second. 1 second. Okay. You can go online and you will see it says that Bonaly is the first Olympic figure skater to land a backflip on one blade. She performed at the 1998 Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan, and retired soon after. She had a long and successful career as a professional figure skater, performing in ice shows all around the world and winning many professional competitions. She became a coach in Las Vegas, Colorado, Minnesota, and Switzerland. So it would be an honor to meet her. Seriously, first of all, before we get into it, do you know how rare it is during that time to see a black woman on the ice? There weren't any. We had Christina Yamaguchi, who's Japanese and amazing. I think she's Japanese or Korean, but she's amazing. I love, 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 love Michelle Kwan. She's one of my role models, but you didn't see any black women. I honestly can say Syria was like the only one. I hadn't seen any. Okay, now you know they have Thai or Tay from back in the day. But overall, no, you didn't see any black women. You didn't see it. What you're seeing today, the fact that I've honestly seen black women skating is amazing to me. Like, y'all don't know what that means to me to see that, because when I was growing up, there weren't any. I always said if I had a daughter, I would want her to have ice skating lessons. I would want her to be the first black woman to win an Olympic gold medal figure skating. That's what I would want. I know you can't always have everything and live for your kids, but it was something that I said, okay, I wouldn't mind it. Okay, so look, she was doing the damn thing. No one was doing this. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. When I saw her do it, I couldn't believe it. Seriously, because that's just something you don't see. That's not something that you see. Is considered risky and dangerous, but she knew what she was doing. And I said, oh my God, like I was amazed seeing her do a backflip on the ice. Nobody was doing that. So now this man has done it, and he is being praised as the first to do it. Now, look, I know that times change. This was the 1990s when she did it, and they were not having it. She was penalized for it. It's 2026, so maybe they changed their mind about it. What I have an issue is that there are some people reporting he's the first to do a backflip on the ice. No, he's not. It was Syria who did that, and she was penalized because at that time they didn't want people doing that on the ice. Clearly, it's changed because I believe he look, I stopped watching ice skating. When Michelle Kwan stopped skating, I stopped watching ice skating. It's not, I tried to get into it, but all of these skaters out today, a lot of them I've seen, names I won't name. I always said they're technical skaters. All they can do is jump around, but they don't they don't ice skate to the music like Michelle Kwan. They don't connect to it. They don't make love to the ice. They just flip flop. They just do a bounce here, do a bounce here. It's like you're not connecting. You're not connecting. The music you chose sucks half the time. And the music you do choose, you don't bring it alive on the ice. You're just there to jump and win a medal. That's the difference between most skaters you see now and Michelle Kwan. There hasn't been a Michelle Kwan since Michelle Kwan. I tried to keep watching it because I love ice skating. I just couldn't because they were boring me to death, and they just wasn't doing it like Michelle Kwan. And I'm not saying this about him. I don't know. I haven't watched ice skating anymore. I need to fall back in love with it. Like, I will still watch old performances, but um I don't know. Maybe this was phenomenal, his whole performance, the music choice, and all of that, but he's getting credit for it. So hold on for a second. Let's see.
People's mentality and the judges back in 1998 were much more narrow. People didn't have open mind.
U.S. figure skater Ilia Malinin landed a backflip that elevated his team to Olympic gold in Milan. Now, despite the headlines, he's not the first to land it at the Olympics, just the first to do it legally. At the 1998 Nagano Games, a French figure skater named Surya Bonalay landed it on one foot. Now, it was an illegal maneuver then. That ban was reversed in 2024. And after Ilia landed that backflip, I wondered, what did Surya think about his backflip, her backflip, and the renewed interest on her 98 program?
It was my last competition of my skating career. And also, I wanted to leave a good note because I was injured, but, I wanted to finish strong. Doing the backflip for me was like the last card I can pull of my games, and showing that, people will remember me for what I
Yeah.
did at this moment.
We saw in these games Ilia Malinin do the backflip. And
Mhm.
so when you saw that, what went through your mind?
Backflip, it's something that somebody had to put a step on and say, okay, I can do it, especially after a lady who did it years ago. And I'm grateful that skating finally stepped it up and going forward. And everyone's happy. The fans, what people watching television get to see and say, yeah, that's pretty cool.
And how does it feel to be remembered for that backflip?
It's amazing. Look at how many years happened in my last competition, the Olympics, and still people talk about it. Every time I wake up and I see my message, my phone bump with messages, I'm like, wow, I guess people did acknowledge what I did. It's funny now. It sounds better than when I did it back in the days.
She's not upset. She says she did it, when she was leaving the sport, that you would remember her for that. And baby, I remember because baby, I was watching figure skating. I can tell you this woman is a trailblazer, and I'm telling you, there weren't any black women on the ice. There weren't like that. She was representing. Okay, now from what I know, she is French. She is French, okay? And she's doing some coaching and everything like that. And she's legendary. I'm happy that she's being talked about again. But what I don't like is people pretending like he was the first one to do a backflip on the ice. No, he's not. He's not. Okay. It says that this moment has it's a wider conversation happening about how black athletes are often penalized, criticized, or told their innovation doesn't belong, only for a similar move to be praised years later when the sport evolves. When Surya Bonaly did her backflip, it was illegal, and she was punished for it decades later. When skaters push boundaries and bring acrobats into the spotlight, the reaction is celebration. It speaks to a larger pattern in sports and culture where black excellence is often judged more harshly in its moment and appreciated long after the fact. Okay, it says that all right, at the 2026 Olympics in Milan, Italy, American figure skater Ilia Malinin, 21 years old, electrified the crowd by landing a backflip on the ice, and it's now allowed after the International Skating Union lifted the ban. I'm amazed they're allowing it. I think maybe they changed their mind because skating just is not as popular as it used to be. There, maybe they're trying to woo the crowd a little bit. Let's show you some different things that we can do. There was actually a pair skating group where the man would lift her by her ankle, And it's in that movie, The Cutting Edge, that I have on DVD. It's a real figure skating couple, and it was dangerous, where he's holding her by her feet and lifting her up and down, her head almost an inch away from the ice. And they performed, and I've seen them do this. And I don't know if they were penalized for that, but okay, it says when Surya Bonalay, a black French figure skater, performed the flip at the 1998 Nagano Winter Olympics in Japan. On February 20th, 1998, she was penalized for it. She's known for her powerful and athletic style. She landed the backflip on one blade, and it was a bold, rule defying moment that drew applause from the audience, but deductions from the judges, leaving her out of a medal. Okay, so I mean, she pushed the envelope. She did something that nobody else was doing. Nobody else did it. Nobody else did it. It was considered a little bit risky, okay, but she did it, and she's legendary for it, and people are talking about her now. Okay, so look, it's not an issue that he did it. My clearly, like they said, they have evolved since 1998, and they will allow it. That's fine. She's fine with it. My thing is, just don't give credit to him as the first, because he's not. It was her. She defied the odds and did the damn thing, and give her credit, because it's due. So she actually has a book. She's written a book, Surya. Okay, she actually has two books, and she has Fearless Heart. Okay, the legacy of an Olympic figure skater. Baby, I have a thing for books, figure skating books. Like, when I tell you I wanted to be a skater, y'all, I'm very serious about it. She's actually a coach, and you're very lucky to be coached by her. She knows what she's doing on the ice, okay? And again, she is a living legend. I'm so happy again that people are talking about her. Now I want to share something even more with you. Like, what I'm seeing now, baby, to the young girls right now, like Gen Alpha and stuff. Do you know how lucky you are to see what you're seeing? Like, I have never seen, I've seen about 3 to 4 black girls who are figure skaters winning championships, all this stuff. Baby, that was like a dream when I was younger, to see something like that. You just didn't see it. So Star Andrews just made history as the first black US figure skater to win the ISU Grand Prix medal. Baby, I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." Do you know? Do you know what you're witnessing? Like, I know some of y'all are not into figure skating, but the everyone who's into figure skating, do you know what you're witnessing? Like, do you understand how big of a deal this is? Like, this is a huge deal. This is not common, okay? Not in this sport, in this industry. And for all the black girls who wanted to be figure skaters, seeing something like this, I'm like, "Oh my God." Oh my goodness. Like I said, I haven't watched skating in a long time, but I'm going to check out some of her programs to see, I want to see her skating. Is she a good skater? Like I said before, when Michelle Kwan left, it just fell apart to me, because most skaters I had seen just did not have that passion and didn't bring the music alive. They just didn't skate like her. It just is. Michelle Kwan is the greatest figure skater that's ever lived. This is fact. She has the most medals ever won, gold medals and everything, except what happened at the Olympics because of, I think it was extreme pressure. I remember watching because I had read Michelle Kwan's book. It's an amazing book. Her story, oh my God. Michelle Kwan is a role model, and she had so much pressure on her to win that gold medal. I remember when she tripped, the whole audience just gasped. Everybody, like, because it's like a pin could drop. She had that much pressure on her because everybody expected her to win the gold, because she wins everything. But it's that intense pressure, I think, that got her where she tripped. But in everybody's hearts, she is the gold medalist. Period. You can't say nothing to me about Michelle Kwan. Also, you can't say anything to me about Oksana Bayul. Baby, I met Irina Slutskaya. Now, I know some of you are saying, "Who is that?" Irina Sluts. Look, I met Irina Slutskaya. And I know some of you are saying, "Who is that?" Irina Slutskaya is a silver medalist, and I mean, I wasn't watching skating as much. I tried to. I maybe did just a little bit. It was nothing like when I watched Michelle Kwan, but I still gave it a little bit of a chance when I just stopped watching it. But I was in a city and I immediately recognized Irina Slutskaya. This is Oksana Bayul on screen. And I said, "Oh my God, Irina." And she I couldn't believe how little she was in person, y'all. They are little in person. Irina had to be damn near 4 feet tall or shorter. I couldn't believe it. So I don't know how tall Oksana is in person, but Oksana Bayul is a legend in figure skating as well. And I have something to share with you that I have never shared with anybody. First, okay, I read her book, Oksana, My Story. Her story is incredible. The fact that, well, she had lost her mother and she had dreamed of skating and she didn't have much money, but they kept pushing. And then she won the gold medal and just so much. And I actually had talked about Oksana on Instagram, right? I have something to show y'all that I have never shared with anyone. A dream come true for me. She actually wrote me. She didn't write me a long letter or anything, but let me put it up here. Okay. I said there's only a few figure skaters on the top right. There's only a few real figure skating legends. Oksana is one of them. Her story is incredible. Baby, she wrote me, as you can see, and said, I am touched by your kind words. Do you know? You know what it means to me that the Oksana Bayul wrote me back? Who can say that much? Baby, it's Oksana Bayul. Now, if you're not into skating, you wouldn't care. But if you grew up wanting to be an ice skater, knowing about the legends, there's not that many, in my opinion. Oksana, you have a few. You have a few. Okay, Surya Bonalay, Michelle Kwan, Ekaterina Gordieva, Oksana Bayul, Nicole Bobek. She was okay. There was another one, of course, Christy Yamaguchi, Nancy Kerrigan, baby. Oksana wrote me. Can no one look? That's just something I'm gonna flex on. No one can say anything to me, being that Oksana Bayou actually wrote me back. I cherish this forever. Okay, period. So I just wanted to share some of this with you because, well, I wanted to be an ice skater. I really did, and it's like someone that you grew up watching and reading their book has wrote you back. I mean, are you serious? So also Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov. I mean, what happened to him is just tragic. And I read that it was the first book that ever made me cry, my Sergei. And she's still skating. She has gone solo. I think she was in a peers. She had got remarried and everything and was doing peer skating. Then she went solo. She's doing her thing. Okay. And yeah, so look, that's it. I just wanted to share some things about ice skating, my dreams of being an ice skater. Look, seeing Surya Bonalay on the screen when there were no black women that you would see and skating so wonderfully and doing a backflip, something that just you never seen before. And I never forgot her at all. And I'm happy that she's being remembered and I want her to get her flowers. Like, don't try to give this to that man saying he's the first to do it. He created history. Stop it. No, he didn't. She did. Give her her credit and her flowers. It is great that he did his damn thing too. This is not a hateration video towards him, but I just wanted y'all to know what's going on. Surya Bonalay, a living legend. If you get to see her at the ice skating rink doing her coaching, baby, you're witnessing history. You're witnessing history, baby. Seriously. So that is it for today's video. I want to know, were any of you into ice skating? I cannot possibly be the only one. I have to admit to you though, I didn't know any other black girls who watch figure skating. I mean, it's not something that I brung up a lot, but I never saw them talking about it. It's just, I didn't know any. I just would watch it by myself and, read the books and stuff. I've always done my own thing. I never just was into one thing. I didn't just listen to R&B and hip hop. I listened to rock, country, and everything. That's who I am, ever since I was little. I don't fit in one box culturally. I don't. I like a lot of different stuff. And I have to say, I never met any other black girls who wanted to be an ice skater or talked about it or love Michelle Kwan and stuff. So I want to know, are any of you out there? And what do you think? I mean, ice skating is so beautiful. You know, it's such a beautiful sport and it's not easy. It's not. When you go ice skating, you just have to make sure you don't trip and fall and be careful. But yeah, it would be a dream for me to meet Syria and Michelle Kwan. I already look, Oksana wrote me back. That's like incredible for me. And yeah, I want to see more black girls who are figure skating. I love it and it's happening. It is actually happening and it's amazing to witness for me. So let me know what you all think, okay? Actually, before I go, I want to leave with an important message, okay? Because there are little black girls out there and teenagers who want to do things that people don't always consider traditional things that black American girls do and stuff. We don't always see it. Baby, who cares? Do Baby, if you want to be an ice skater now, you do have to do it start early. You have to start early usually skating, okay? But if your little girl, if you're a black mother and your little girl wants to take ice skating lessons and you can afford it, I let her do it. Let her do it because it's beautiful and we don't have to be put in a box. Surya Bonalay paved the way. She opened the door. She opened the door. And now again we're starting to see a few more come out like I had never seen growing up. So don't be embarrassed or ashamed if you like, to watch the ballerinas, if you want to ice skate, if you're into different things. Look, we've seen Serena and Venus, they completely paved the way with tennis. We've seen Gabby Douglas and many others in gymnastics and everything. And there's other things you can do, and figure skating is beautiful. It is amazing. And, it's okay to like different stuff. If you like alternative music, if you like grunge, if you like country, if you like pop, some of you are into K-pop and stuff like that. You can like all types of different stuff. You're not one dimensional. You don't have to be. You can like a lot of different stuff. I like R&B. I do. I also like other types of music. I like a lot of things from my culture as well as things from different cultures. You don't have to fit anyone's stereotype or in a box. You can like different stuff. You can venture out, even if it's something different that you don't see black girls dominating in. Who says that you can't join in and do it and you can't have fun? And of course, sometimes you might have people who are hating on you. F them. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy, what you're into. It's not harming anybody. And even if it's a different culture, so what? You enjoy it. People appreciate different type of cultures all the time. Black American culture is, a lot of people like Black American culture worldwide. So if they can enjoy your culture, why can't you enjoy their culture, parts of their culture, everyone doing it in a respectful way? And I mean, you have fun. There's no rule saying you can't be a ballerina or a figure skater in different types of things. I love to see y'all doing different stuff. And don't let anyone's negativity affect you. If it makes you happy, if you want to sing opera, jazz, all types of stuff, baby. I'm not one dimensional. And if you're not, embrace that. That's what makes the world go round, baby. So that is it. Okay? And I want to know, did any of you grow up watching ice skating or any kind of different type of sports? Maybe some things people didn't think that you would be into. What were some of your dreams? Let us know in the comments section. How do you feel about ice skating and figure skating? Do you ever watch it? And why or why not? Have you ever tried? So let us know and keep doing your thing, Syria. We love you. Bye. Bye, everybody.